I'm Babs Hogan, and I am the Healthy Cheese Lady. And today we are going to talk about Mary Quicke's cheddar cheese. Before we do that, I want to show you the cheese. I've had it out on the table for a while because my expert cheesemonger friends tell me that hard cheeses need to be served a little bit warm. Not warm, but you know, like room temperature. So let's take a look here. Now, I bought this cheese at my local Kroger store in North Texas. Let me wait for it to focus. Back up a little. There we go. Now, you'll notice how it's a little bit crumbly, but not really crumbly like, you know, Parm. Still pretty soft. The other day, I left this table. I left some of the crumbs on the board. It was on my desk. My cat comes up and he starts eating it. I've never seen him eat cheese before in my whole life. All right. So that's Mary Quicke's cheddar from Kroger. All right. So now, let me tell you a little bit about Mary's farm. The Quicke family has been farming in Devon, England for over 450 years. Over 40 years ago, the dairy was built, and that's where Mary makes her cheese even today. And not just cheese. We're talking about award-winning cheese. Okay. So I asked a few of my cheesemonger friends to help me with some of this content. And so this is what Marcella wrote, And I love this because it's a little bit of history. And so watch this, and I'll read the comments. These are from what she wrote. Cheddar was originally made by the farmer and taken to the market by his wife. She noticed that cheese made in the summer milk was a better seller than winter milk cheese. And why is that? Because in summer, the grass gets it gets higher levels of beta carotene, which deepens the yellow color in the milk. So back in the old days, cheesemakers began to add carrot or beet juice to the winter milk to make the cheese yellow like the summer milk. So that's a pretty interesting story. And by the way, before I go to the next page, Mary did tell me that she does not add coloring to any of her cheddars. The deep color is as a result of the rich grass. Okay, these comments come from Marcella and Jimmy Mars. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Please forgive me. This is what they write. Mary's cheddar is made with pasteurized milk from Quicke's own herd. Therefore, it is called a farmhouse or farmstead cheese. It is made using animal rennet and is wrapped in cloth soaked in lard. This protects the cheese while allowing it to breathe. It is aged at Quicke's family facility for 10 to 12 months or 10 to 14 months, and at this age it tends to be meaty and brothy, or tends to have meaty and brothy notes. Okay. Now I ask Mary to contribute to this discussion. She says, our cows graze on the rich Devon pastures for most of the year, allowing them to really enjoy the outdoor life. We hand make the cheese using heritage starters that ferments the lactose in the milk and provides richness and depth of flavor. We hand cheddar the curds, driving moisture out to give rounded flavors. We bandage the cheese in cloth to mature it. This provides the ground for the mold garden that forms on the rinds of our cheese. Now, as you can see, Mary is obsessed with the quality of the grass. A few years ago, writer and cheese expert Tanaya Darlington visited the farm, and this is what she wrote. Mary Quicke is plumb crazy for pastures. And that came from Madame Fromage blog. All right, so now this is where I go to the page and listen to your comments and read them. So I'm going to go back to the other page and let's see what we can. It doesn't show up on this page, unfortunately. I have to go to another page. So, all right, here we go. Elizabeth says, mold garden, I love it. Okay. Jeff Campos says, hello, everybody. Oh, Jeff Campos says, nervous competitor. All right. Yes, great picks. And Elizabeth, I got those from Mary. It's going okay, thanks. I got those from Mary. She sent me those. In fact, I used a lot of those pictures from a video that I did with her, an interview on Cheese Hangouts. I don't know if you watched that, but we actually did it wasn't a live thing, but we recorded a Cheese Hangouts while she was in England and I was in Texas. It was fun. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Madame Fromage is an excellent blog, yes. And she wins awards for that blog. She's a very impressive writer. Okay, so. All right, sweetie, are you still with us? Sweetie, do you have a question? I got that at counterculture. Yep, that was a good conference. Yeah, I loved it. Okay, at least I'm looking at some of your things here. So Jeff says, does the Quicke's cheddar get the blue veins like some of the other old school natural rind cheddars like Keen's and Monty's? Okay, that's going to be a question for my cheesemonger friends. I don't know. I forgot to tell you. I got to tell you at the beginning here. I'm a health professional and I'm studying cheese nutrition. And I really believe that cheese has a lot of healthy benefits for humans. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. I learn a lot from the American Cheese Society conference every year, not as a participant, but as a volunteer. So mostly what I've learned is from the cheesemongers at the conference. And of course, a zillion books over here. So maybe someone could answer his question. So Jeff, I'm assuming you can see the question, but the question is, does Quicke's cheddar get the blue veins like some of the old school natural rind cheddars? And Elizabeth says, yeah, I think yes, but not intentional. Monty's is intentional, correct? Okay, there's a lady by the name of Joelle de la Vega. Sorry. She says, Donald and I are cheering you on. Can't wait to hear your expertise. So she was referring to Elizabeth Narud, of course. Okay, Marcella says, I will miss ACS this year. Comte has invited me to France. Oh, so you know which I chose. Yes. Yes, Marcella, I need to know about this little deal. I want to write about it. I want to, talk to people about it, get people excited because that is so cool. And I hope you've been practicing your French. Oui? Can we talk about the rind a little bit more? Of course you can. After the cheese is molded and pressed into the cylinder shape, the cheesemakers wrap the cheese with cloth and coat it with lard. This protective layer limits the moisture release of the cheese, but it allows it to breathe. After wrapping and larding, the cheese is moved to the main store, where the cheeses will rest on wooden shelves, where they are turned every 10 days for up to 2 years. What is your favorite hard and soft cheese this season, is what Barry asked, Sweetie asked. Man, I really love Gruyères. I love Swiss type cheeses. I really love I think of Pleasant Ridge Reserve, made in Wisconsin. Andy Hatch, that's one of my favorites. I have a lot. I mean, my husband and I are kind of addicted, except in a good way. And so we have a lot of cheese. If you saw the cheese in our refrigerator, you would think that we probably would need 4 jobs to pay for it, because we have a lot of cheese. But here's the thing, I'm not really a big meat eater, so cheese is kind of my meat. I mean, I do eat some meat, but I prefer cheese, and so I do a lot of, intermittent fasting and that kind of thing, and sometimes cheese just is the thing to grab. So now I want to talk to you a little bit about episode 2. Now, episode 2 is going to be, we're going to talk about cheddar cheese, but it's going to be more nutrition related, more health related, because I've done a lot of research on this, and I appreciate the comments, but I'm not actively seeking professionals in nutrition and that sort of thing to make comments. I'm just going to talk about some really good ways to include cheese into your diet if you are really concerned about type 2 diabetes or becoming type 2 diabetic. I don't want to go in that right now, but that's what it's about. So that's my part, and this is, I'm trying to get the cheesemongers rallied so that we can talk to people like me. A lot of my followers and friends don't know anything about cheese. Some of them are sailors, some of them are musicians and that sort of thing. So I have 5,000 people on my personal page, so there's a lot of interest and a lot of diversity and stuff like that. However, on the Healthy Cheese Lady, I try to put it specifically to cheese, and I write a lot about the health benefits. And I believe that there is a role in anyone's diet who isn't allergic to cheese or isn't lactose intolerant to cheese. I think it's an important part of the diet. And Jeff says, Andy Hatch is my hero. I got to interview him a couple of times too. That's cool. Sweetie says, Vermont, my page is jumping. Vermont has so many wonderful ones I learned last summer during travels. Oh, yes. So did you go see Mateo Keller's cheese place in Vermont? Because that's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay. Is it Joel? Are there cheeses that are easier for lactose-sensitive, intolerant folks to digest? And the answer is yes. And those would be the harder aged cheeses, definitely. And a lot of people are really amazed that they been told they can't eat cheese for all their lives, and then all of a sudden they find out they can eat aged cheese, and that's fantastic. Marcella says, was surprised the first time I learned about wrapping in plastic. And then Elizabeth says, yes, me too. It ripens anaerobically, and it is not impaired by the plastic. Anaerobically means without oxygen. Okay. Now, Donald, you're saying what cheeses are your favorite. Are you talking to me, or are you talking to the group? Because I just said that. So, Jasper Hill, thank you, Jeff. That's Mateo Keller's place, and it's awesome. So what are your favorite cheeses? So we have 6 viewers. I know when you're in the cheese business, it's impossible to really pin one down to say, okay, this is it. I just doubt that it's possible. In fact, I ask people all the time at ACS, I said, what is your favorite cheese? And you know what they tell me? Whatever is in front of me, within reach. I love that answer. I love that. I have not been to Jasper Hill, but oh my gosh, I have to go. When my book gets published, I'm going. Okay, Jeff says, why can't cows wear sandals? Because they lack toes. I love it. Cheese humor. No, I love it. So Elizabeth says cheese actually has little to no lactose. Yeah, that's right. But anyway, so I want to just talk to you a little bit about the next episode, which is the health part. It's going to be 4 hours long. Anyway, I wanted to just bring up something about the Healthy Cheese Lady. If you have a question about anything related to the health aspects of cheese, I would like for you to send an email to me. It's healthycheeselady@gmail.com. And also, please tell your friends about this page, the Healthy Cheese Lady Facebook page. I have like 1,200 people on there. I need 10,000. It's my understanding that publishers really don't really pay attention to non-famous writers. That would be me. So we really got to get this thing going. I need your help. The question is Mary Quicke's Cheddar healthy? And that's what we're going to talk about. And are you guys ready to close the shop here? Well, I don't know. I don't see anybody saying goodnight. So I think I'll just leave and go to sleep and let you guys just intermingle here. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and close it for tonight, and thanks for all your little faces and things that are flying around. I really appreciate that. I can't wait for Mary to see this. especially considering I started kind of early and I'm 8-10. I've been talking forever. So you're not too worried about Babs Hogan being too shy in front of the camera, are you? Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Marcella. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Donald. Thank you, Steve. Hey, Steve Luckstead. Joella. Sweetie. This was fun. I really appreciate your help, your enthusiasm, and thank you, Mary Quicke, for allowing me to launch this Facebook Live broadcast with your excellent cheese, world-class cheese. I'm telling you right now, Mary Quicke is a bright light in the cheese world. There's just no question. And everybody that knows her would agree with me. Okay, folks. Well, good night, and thanks again for everything, and we'll catch you later. Bye-bye.